So obviously I like to play with these tools a lot, much more than your average consumer. And I really like to try out new tools as they come out. I follow a number of different AI newsletters so I can see what the latest and greatest is. But after about a year, my actual amplification use set has translated into about a dozen different apps that I use, if not daily, at least a couple of times a week. This is one of those pieces of content that might be fun to go back to in another year to see what I'm using in a year, and it's going to seem so rudimentary. But the big ones, of course, are GPT and DALL-E 3 that's built right into GPT. I use Ask My PDF as a plugin for reading PDFs and incorporating those into GPT. That alone is a fascinating piece because I can't imagine that in even another 6 months we're going to have to go to another app, Ask My PDF, and get a code and then interact with that code on the GPT side. That will all just be incorporated into GPT. I have no doubt. You'll just drag your file on there and be able to chat with it. So I expect that one will go away. I do use Bard quite a bit. I do like its creative output a little bit better, and I think that its translation might be a little bit better. I don't really have any empirical evidence about that, but when I'm going back and forth and playing with the multilingual applications of this content, I do feel that Bard has been a bit better. Also in that respect, I'm now using 11 Labs and its dubbing feature to turn my videos into Spanish language content for my audience in Latin America. Also with the videos, I use an app called Subtitle, where I simply upload a video, it transcribes it, links the subtitles with the individual frames of the video, and allows me to make some edits. Super easy. Image-wise, I still love Ideogram. It's fantastic. DALL-E 3 will probably be able to take its place in my world. I really don't love having to maintain multiple subscriptions. So whenever I have the opportunity to combine a subscription into one of the big platforms, I will probably do so, as much as I will always like Ideogram. There's also an app called Removebg, total unitasker. All it does is take a static JPEG image and removes the background and turns it into a transparency. Yes, I could totally do that in Photoshop, but this is 2 clicks easy and costs me something like 25 cents an image. Absolutely worth doing. I record my meetings using Firefly, fireflies.ai, always with permission, of course. And Fireflies gives me meeting sentiment, speaker mix, who's talking more. I'm a talker, so I try and talk less in meetings, but I can get the transcript or the summary, and then I actually export that into a PDF, upload the PDF into Ask My PDF, and then use that for other contextual exercises with my prompting. Yeah, in combination, these things have really amplified the way I do work. 2 that I'm excited about testing this week. One is Gist, and what Gist does is it allows me to summarize information on a given website. So it's just a Chrome plugin, and if I run across a really long article, all I do is click on the Gist AI button, and it's going to give me a concise summary of what I'm talking about or what I'm looking at there. The other is Bolt, and Bolt has a ton of promise because it sits independent of the Google or the Microsoft universe, where Google has Duet, which is going to be your omnipotent assistant within the Google Docs universe, and Microsoft has Copilot, which will do the same over there. Bolt's really quite clever. It's sitting in the Mac environment and should allow me to interact with native Mac apps or even add-in apps directly to GPT. So I don't use the Mac client. I use something called MimeStream. But using Bolt, I should be able to, through a simple keyboard command, access GPT to queue up an email draft, or it might be in Slack, or theoretically I should be able to use it in Microsoft or in Google Drive as well, as a tool. So that sort of tool that is sort of glue and holding everything together is really exciting to me.